Welcome back to special edition of Total Vision. We're here in Las Vegas, Mandalay Bay, Big Ten Media Days, and we have USC head coach Lincoln Riley joining us. Thanks for taking some time. Welcome to Vegas. I know it's been crazy the last few minutes, or the past few hours, just doing everything.
It is. It's like the car wash. Yeah, everybody jokes. It's one thing after another, but it's fun. It's fun to be here representing USC football. Got three great player representatives with us here today, and yeah, great to be here with you guys.
Yeah, Coach, when I spoke to you last year, you told me we're not where we want to be right now, but we're not far off, and we're not slowing down. Heading into year four at USC, where are you in this rebuilding process? It seems like it's been a pretty significant offseason.
It has, and it was a very significant season too. I mean, the way that our team played, the competitive grit and toughness that it showed, putting ourselves in position to win every single game that we played. Like there was a lot of steps in the right direction. Are we happy about the games that we didn't finish? Obviously, we're not. But if I am I happy about and excited about the progress? Absolutely, I am. And that's, as you mentioned, it's continued an off season with the changes we've made the roster, obviously some of the staff additions that we've been able to make, even the construction of the facility. While we're not in it, you already feel the impact of that across the program. So no, there's so much excitement. We just can't wait for training camp to get here. Can't wait for the season to start. Being in the Coliseum, like it just can't get here soon enough.
A few fall camp updates. That's going to start on Wednesday, so 6 days from today. How's the team's health going into camp? Anyone not going to be available, or for the most part, is it a clean bill of health?
Yeah, pretty good. Riley Wormley is the only one I know for sure that won't be full go when we start camp, and it'll be into the season. It'll just be kind of a progression, which we knew with his knee injury. But no, everybody else is going to be participating in some capacity here in the beginning, which is a great place to be. We do have a couple of guys that will be limited, but don't have anyone that I would expect would be at least at this point, not be available for the first game.
And then with the quarterback position, it seems like you always try not to name a starter until August, but with Jayden starting the last 4 games last season, is he the starter right now? Is there a competition? What's your state of mind with that right now
Yeah,
heading into camp?
he's definitely our starter coming out of spring. There's no question about it. He's done a great job, improved, and I think what is right for our football team right now. Now, we have two other guys in the room that I feel are very capable of running our offense and playing well and winning football games in Husan Longstreet and Sam Huard. And so I think the depth of the room is probably the best since we've been here at USC. And sure, listen, there's always an air of competition, even if you have a starter. Like there's always going to be competition here in and here out, and that certainly won't change. But I think Jayden has earned the right for our team to look at him as a starter.
You made a pretty significant change in the coaching department with the strength coach swapping Tremaine Carroll for Benny Wiley. What went into that decision?
Well, it was a hard decision. I mean, Coach Wiley has been, a tremendous, person, a tremendous friend. Obviously has a pretty incredible resume in this business, and we've had a lot of success together. But just felt like it was the right time for a new voice in that room. A little bit of a amended approach in terms of how we train our guys and the discipline and culture that we want to have on our team, and just one of the tough decisions that you have to make sometimes. But Tremaine has been tremendous. We made a couple of staff additions around him that we've been very, very proud of, and it's been a challenging off season for our players. But I think as you talk to them, they understand why we're doing what we're doing, and we feel like that's the best thing to help take this program to the next level. And been super impressed with Coach Carroll's approach because it's not easy anyways. But when you're not starting in January with a group and you get them in June 1st, like you got to go and you got to get those things instilled quickly. And he and his staff have done an outstanding job.
You're, of course, full steam ahead on this upcoming season, but when you look back on last year, new league, what lessons did you learn as an offensive play caller?
Um, I don't know. I mean, I think you're just always learning and adapting to what like you have and what you're competing against, and then I think getting a feel for just the games and kind of how these games unfold. I mean, I think you're just adjusting to the different schemes and different personnel that people have and playing in different venues. And we had a lot of new pieces on that offense last year, so we were kind of throughout the year trying to piece it together, and then obviously make a quarterback change there at the end, which is significant for any offense. So yeah, no, I think this group coming up has a chance to be a really, really good offense. We've got some continuity in some key places, which is really, really important. We got some guys that know our system well. We got, I think, probably the most competitive depth we've had on the offensive line. And I know for a fact we have the most competitive depth that we've had at running back and tight end since we've been here, probably not even close, to be honest. So, yeah, I'm excited about it. I think there's a real opportunity to have a really, really productive group.
One more for you. Achille Arnold off to the NFL out of college football. He wore the green dot last year. Who are you experimenting wearing that green dot on defense? Anything you can share with us?
Yeah, we'll play around with a few different guys there. I mean, both, like most people, it'll probably end up somewhere in the safety or the linebacker world, and whether that's on, Eric or Desmond, one of those guys at linebacker, or it ends up being on, Kamari or Pierce or Bishop or, Urlacher or one of those guys at safety. We'll test it out with all of those guys and kind of figure out where we're most comfortable.
Awesome, Ryan. We can turn it back to you.
Yeah, sounds good. Coach, one last thing for you to wrap it up. Last year went in with a bunch of really good wide receivers. Weren't sure who was the number one guy. Now it's kind of, Jacoby Lane and Makai Lemon here. How does that change the offense knowing there's like two main guys that you can get the ball to?
Yeah, I think we're a little more defined, probably is a good word for it. Those two guys we felt like really separated themselves at the end of the year. We knew we were going to have to make some decisions, but felt like those were the right two to build this group around. And so, yeah, no, it's great to have kind of two proven playmakers back that know our system, and both I think have improved a lot themselves. And then a big key will be, some of the other guys around them, that we've brought in, and how those battles unfold, because we're going to need, multiple guys to step up and make plays when you go through, a schedule like this, and then you start looking ahead at playoffs and all of what these seasons can be. Like, we're going to need it. So that'll be, I think, a big part of training camp, is to figure out who are those next guys to step up and become playmakers for this team.
All right, Lincoln Riley here at Big Ten Media Days in Las Vegas. Appreciate you taking the time. I know you got a crazy schedule, so thanks for carving some out for us, and we best of luck in this season.
No, thanks for being here. Appreciate what you guys do for SC football.
All right,
See you guys.
thanks so much, Coach. Everyone, hope you guys enjoyed that. We'll talk to you next time.